Welcome, everyone.
Hello.
To the Quiet Hour podcast.
Woo!
How you doing, Josh?
Pretty good.
Yeah?
Yeah,
That's good, dude.
I had 2 of my classes got canceled today.
So now you got time freed up to sit around and we'll do the podcast.
Hell yeah.
Sit around the podcast fire and sing our podcast.
I did all my homework
Yep.
for you. So I'm free as fuck.
We got this shit. So we're hitting you up with the normal episode. Again, no format this week. Still got Voltron coming up the pipeline. So we're going to be just talking about everything that we've been doing in the past week or so.
Yeah.
What we've been playing, what we've been watching. And yeah. So, who would like to start off?
I can start.
All right.
Okay, Josh, you start.
I beat the fucking Act 2 boss in Diablo.
Okay,
There you go.
okay.
So I'm like... It's because I didn't have any points spec'd in my fucking wolf, so I had like 3 meat shields for me.
Oh my gosh.
And they were tanking it like a motherfucker, and I finally killed it. Now I'm in the 3rd act. Now I'm fucking like, I'm like OP as fuck, because like, I have a spirit that gives my entire party attack bonus damage.
That's pretty cool.
And every time my wolves kill something, they increase their damage.
Wait, permanently? Or just temporary?
For as long as they live.
Oh, okay.
Alright, cool.
And then I have like a vine that replenishes the party's health and my health and shit, and it's like, ugh. I gotta do the Act 3 boss. I haven't fought him yet, but Act 3's been pretty easy so far. And I've been like looking on the forums saying like the Act 2 bosses is probably the hardest out of all of them.
Really?
So I'm probably not too worried
About the rest of the game?
Yeah. Other than that, just playing on my DS still. Oh, I'm thinking when I go home, I want to buy Earthbound on my DS.
Do they have Earthbound for the DS?
Yeah, they do.
They do? Holy crap.
I think I want to get that and I want to play that.
Okay.
So that's...
Did you ever play that on the Super Nintendo?
I never played it on Super Nintendo.
That's a game I've only like watched bits and pieces of. I've never played it myself. What about you, Casey?
I've never touched Earthbound.
Yeah.
Closest thing I've touched to Earthbound is Undertale.
It's Undertale, yeah. Takes a great deal
I
of
played a
inspiration.
little bit of that.
Undertale?
Yeah.
Me and Casey have talked about Undertale on the podcast before. We're both pretty...
Still a
Undertale
big fan of
veterans.
it.
yeah, definitely.
I feel it.
But so, what made you want to play Earthbound on the DS? Just like a game you've always wanted to play, just never got around
Yeah,
to?
I never played it. I'm curious, just because like I play a lot of Ness and Lucas and Smash Bros.
Uh-huh.
I mean, that's another reason. Like, I got Fire Emblem because I played like Ike and shit, and I was like, oh, this may be a good game. So I got Fire Emblem. I like that.
Which Fire Emblem game have you played?
Not Awakening, but Birthright.
So Birthright. So is that that's the red?
That's the red faction.
And the purple one is Conquest.
Conquest.
Yeah. I've heard good things about both of them.
Yeah, I think Conquest is the harder playthrough.
It definitely is supposed to be.
Yeah.
It's more geared towards not necessarily experienced players, but people. I think Birthright is more for people newer to the franchise, which is also really good in Awakening. Awakening is a very good introductory game to Fire Emblem. It's the main one that I've played a lot of. I loved Awakening a lot. That was a good game.
Yeah.
So you think you're gonna get Earthbound on DS?
Yeah, probably want to get home just because I can't connect my DS to the internet here, which sucks because I need like a hard wired.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah.
So yeah, all right, Casey. Want to talk about some stuff?
I started playing, because we bought Wind Waker HD. Me and Josh split it because we wanted to play it, because previous to us playing Twilight Princess for this channel, me and Josh had been playing it, and Josh managed to beat it on normal mode. We're not doing it on hero mode or
Fucking
anything.
Zelda AI though.
Yeah, Josh, the Ganon fight was pretty funny, and that's why I want Michael to play or do the Ganon fight on hero mode because you said you never played it.
I never got past getting the Master Sword on the of my original playthrough of Twilight Princess. I actually have my copy with me. I brought it back of Twilight Princess
really?
on the GameCube.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Oh shit, that's pretty cool.
That's the version that I specifically didn't like because like how saturated the game was.
I mean, the game gets saturated anyway, but
it's
worse on the
significantly better on the Wii U. Significantly better. I remember because when I was editing through the part of I think where you come out as Wolflink and you're first in the hero's clothes and all that stuff, and how green the forest area looks and how nice it. Oh my god, that's fucking beautiful. Like that is beautiful. Like, but like I don't know. Then when you go back to the Twilight Zone.
I mean, it is supposed to be like that. It's such a great contrast.
It's a very I get it, but I don't know. I think if it was like Twilight making it maybe not necessarily like orange looking, that kind of like
maybe if it was more like
tint,
like even like gray or black.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
I always thought the game originally came on the Wii.
It was a GameCube, and then it was ported over for the Wii. It kind of similar how to the Wii U is coming out with or not the Wii U, but the Nintendo Switch is coming out with Breath of the Wild right now.
Yeah,
it's coming to Wii U as well, but it's technically a Nintendo Switch launch title.
I originally had it for the Wii, specifically because like around that time, like. The novelty of like, oh, you can aim with the Wii remote. And then you realize that aiming with the Wii remote is terrible. And you can't not aim with the Wii remote. Yeah. And so the Ganon fight is really bad.
Motion controls.
Yeah, because I remember playing through on the GameCube, and we had gotten a Wii at the time, and there were some good games that we really enjoyed on the Wii, but we picked up Zelda 2, like thinking, great, now I have it for the Wii. Fuck it. And tried using it with, because the whole gimmick, like you said, was using the Wii remote for, like, the sword and all that. And then everything's reversed, like how it is in hero mode. I didn't like that either. That threw me off at the time. Granted, that was also a very long time ago. But, I mean, maybe, like, I'm enjoying our playthrough of on the Wii U right now a lot. A lot more than I think I would have otherwise on the GameCube. I think if you're going to play Twilight Princess now, the Wii U version's the way to go. There's no point in going back to the GameCube unless you really just don't want to buy a Wii U.
Would you go back and play the Wind Waker game?
Oh my god, I have it. I have it here. I'd say because the art style of the Wind Waker on the GameCube, I think that still holds up. Like
it's very similar, but like
because it's like the whole cell shaded and it's the cartoony style, where and like granted, it still doesn't look as good on the Wii U because watching you play that game runs buttery smooth. It looks so good.
It's the colors are more flushed out. That's
very
the first
vibrant.
Thing.
Like
first
the
thing
ocean,
I noticed.
The ocean looks phenomenal in that game.
Also,
it's such a minimalistic art style.
I never really noticed much of this when I first played it on the GameCube, but like shadows and whatnot in this one are a lot more.
Really?
Yeah, like you can. Like you don't even need to hear the seagull like flying over you. You could just see like the full shadow of the seagull. It's not just like
awesome.
It's not just like a circle on the ground.
The effects of like the sword glowing and the shield and stuff.
Yeah,
that looks good too.
So I think and as far as like controls go, Wind Waker hasn't really changed much. It's a 3D Zelda game. It's the same type deal. Yeah. So I think it's literally. I also just generally prefer Wind Waker to Twilight Princess as a game. I never really finished through Twilight Princess. I beat Wind Waker once, and I picked it up several times since then, but that was about it.
Yeah, personally, I'm the opposite. I love Twilight Princess like a lot. Like that was like that one I played the most out of all of the Zelda titles because like that was the time where like. Because, like, I was a kid for a lot of Wind Waker, and I would watch my dad play it. Same thing with Ocarina of Time, and then, like...
See, now, Ocarina was, like, that was my Zelda game. Like, that's the one I played the most.
That's the one I have the least memory out of, to be completely honest.
Yeah, well, I mean, the first time I think you really played through it was that one time where we were going for 100% completion, which we got pretty damn close.
Yeah, we're at the Spirit Temple, and that's like... Because I haven't even like what was it called, like the well area.
Yeah, I guess it's just a shadow temple.
Like playing that with you is the first time I'd seen that dungeon. I had never seen it before.
Yeah, it's a man that like.
I remember that shit.
And then since that was originally an N64 game, again, with them porting both Ocarina and Majora's Mask to Nintendo 3DS, I'd say, like, there's no point in going back to the N64 unless, like, you're super nostalgia hungry, but, like, it controls and looks so much better on the DS now. Like,
so nice.
It's just such an easier way to play the game.
It's so crazy that they can bring, like, just those console games onto, like, the handheld device.
Yeah, like, because an N64 really, like, was not necessarily a bulky thing. It's a pretty relatively small-ish console, but now, like, we can put that, like, processing power and, like, you know, into a fucking DS.
Nothing. Like, yeah.
Yeah, but, yeah, so that's the other thing. While we're on the topic of Zelda, just in general, and the games that, Zelda games that we played, Casey, did you ever play, like, Link to the Past, or did you play any of the Oracle of Seasons games?
No, I did not. I think I played...
Those are on the 3DS, too.
I know.
Oracle of Seasons, yes, they are.
I
and
played,
Link to the Past, I guess. They ported that recently.
I played a little bit of Four Swords.
I remember that one.
And I played I think a little bit of
I have Four Swords here as well. Link to the Past was one of the other Zelda games that... I didn't beat it, but I got pretty damn close.
I think I maybe played only a little bit of that, just because most of the time, like, when I was a kid playing Zelda, I would just roam around the map.
Definitely.
Just, like, killing shit.
Definitely.
What was it, the chickens?
And Link to the Past,
Yeah.
when you swipe at the fucking cuckoo and like the storm of chickens comes flying in. It's great.
'Cause, like,
they do that in Ocarina as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because in like, Wind Waker, I would just sail around the map and climb up those, like, posts.
Yeah.
And kill all the, I don't think they're moblins. I think they might be. I don't know.
Mobbing moblins.
Whatever they are. But I would do that. And then Twilight Princess, like, I really liked more because I loved the archery in that game. Like, even though, like, the motion controls sucked, like, I still loved just running around the map on horseback, shooting stuff with
that was so
with the bow.
Cool. Yeah, in Ocarina, if I'm not mistaken, you can use your bow while you're on Epona, but Epona just kind of stops.
So Epona keeps moving, like, completely.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
So
I've seen some stuff for Breath of the Wild because they gave out early, like, press copies of the Nintendo Switch along with Breath of the Wild, and I haven't watched any gameplay, I haven't watched any Let's Plays, but it's like there was a video that someone posted of it was just them playing the game, like it was their friend recording them, and he was just yelling, like, and laughing, and just, like, in the caption was like, this, like, raw footage of someone purely loving a game, like, so I'm very hopeful for Breath of the Wild.
When's the release date?
March 3rd.
March 3rd? 2nd? 3rd?
3rd?
It's the 3rd because it's coming out
on
the
Thursday?
Switch.
Next Thursday?
It's Friday.
Friday. Huh. Oh, wow. Usually games are coming out around Tuesdays.
I'll check. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, yeah. I'm probably totally wrong. I haven't been paying close
it's
attention.
next month anyway. So.
Well, it's about to be.
It's like next week.
Next week. It's next week.
If you want to date it, date this recording.
Oh, well, hey. It's the 24th right now of February. There you go.
Let's see. Switch.
What Zelda game did you primarily grow up with,
Grow
Josh?
up on?
Yeah.
Well, I didn't really grow up with an N64. Like, I played, like... I had
March 3rd.
I had an N64, but usually it was just my brother's. And so, I mean, I grew up on, like... I think he had Ocarina, because he's the one that he played. That one and Majora's, but probably I played a little bit of Ocarina, Majora's, and then, like, I grew up, and then we had Twilight Princess on the Wii, and I played a little bit of that, but I never beat it. And I also had Wind Waker on the GameCube, played a little of that, so I never, like, really beat them as a kid. I only really, like, beat, like, till now in, like, college, I only beat Twilight Princess with Casey, and then I beat Ocarina on the DS. We started Ocarina on the N64 with Casey, but I got it on...
That was actually your game.
That was my copy of the game. And that was back on my N64, too.
Yeah.
I got Ocarina as my first game for my DS. and then I beat that, and I still have Majora's Mask on the 3DS. I have to beat.
I haven't beat it either. Like Majora's Mask is such an outlier of Zelda games.
Yeah, it's the 24-hour clock thing.
Yeah, a lot of people like it because it makes a very, very different game than most Zelda games are.
I do like the mask concept where you like gain different powers and stuff. That's
it's pretty cool. It is very cool. I should probably finish that because I got to the 3rd temple on that. And there's only 4 temples in that game, but there's so many side quests.
Yeah.
So I should really finish that up too.
I gotta finish it too.
Man,
Never played it.
I mean, we have an N64 and I have a copy of the game.
I don't want to
The
play it on
cartridge
N64.
though is so dope. Though.
I'll play on the N64.
It's all gold and it's got like the holographic cover.
Yep.
That's so dope.
It's super cool because I remember back in the day I had beaten Ocarina of Time, right? And I was like, and I just we went to Game Crazy. And I want a new N64 game. Like I don't want to play nothing else. I want to play a new N64 game. And I saw it. I saw the gold fucking cartridge with the holographic. I'm like, bruh, it's a Zelda game I've never seen before. What is my life right now? Bought it. It was like $17 for like a used game. Like, fuck yeah, I don't give a fuck. Allowance, whatever. I don't even fucking remember. I got it. That was one of the handful of games that required the expansion pack for the N64. So I go home, I plug the game in, turn it on. I don't have the expansion pack. I've never even heard of the expansion pack. I never owned I never owned Banjo-Tooie or Donkey Kong 64 or Perfect Dark or any of those other games. So
what was the expansion pack?
The expansion pack is a little red expansion for the N64 that you would put in to the console itself that essentially just like gave it extra processing power. I don't fucking know.
Shit, the game's too powerful.
Yeah, because
if you think about it, it's a lot to render.
It was the first game that had it and came with every copy of the game was Donkey Kong 64 because there's so much shit in that game that they had to.
That had the record for the most collectibles for a while.
Mm-hmm.
What was it that meme you showed me about like how Nintendo loves each of their franchises? But then
yes, I was like, it's a picture of someone like Nintendo like talking to like a reporter. It's like I love each of my franchises equally, except for
Fox and Metroid.
It was Metroid, except for Metroid.
That makes me sad because they're all such good franchises, and it's like they're hella underrated.
Star Fox? No, I don't think neither of those have had like a decent game in a long time. Star Fox or Metroid.
What is it? Star Fox HD.
Star Fox Zero came out on the Wii U. I'd say 2015. I remember hearing not great things about that.
That's just Star Fox 64, right?
No, Star Fox 64 was a Nintendo 3DS game. They ported over the same way they ported over Ocarina of Time.
Okay.
They ported Star Fox 64.
And the Zero, what's that?
Star Fox Zero is supposed to be like a new game.
Yeah.
Oh,
that
really?
was not apparently not very well received. Yeah.
It's like, what is it, like a $60 game too?
Yeah. Full price.
We need another Metroid game.
It's been a while. I'd say the last
Metroid game.
I've heard like arguments going either way for from
Prime.
Other M or whatever it's called, the Wii one.
Prime?
No, that's the GameCube. There was a Metroid game for the Wii called like Other M. Or it was something like that. And I've heard like arguments like, "Oh, it's trash. Just don't play it," or like it's actually like a decent Metroid game. You just got to play it.
Well, they did release that one for what was it? That one for the 3DS, the Federation Forces or whatever. That's like Metroid Online. It's not even
Metroid Online.
Yeah, that's so fun. It doesn't have Samus in it. It's just like weird.
It's like why?
Why the?
It kind of makes me sad. It's like, oh, there's so many good franchises.
Did y'all ever play Super Metroid? Like the best Metroid?
No.
Shit was so hype, dude. That game, I never beat it because I was never good at those types of giant games.
What is it? What is it, like a Bulletstorm?
No, it's not like a Bulletstorm.
Platform.
Well, kinda. It's like a platformer. It's kind of like Castlevania, where you have like a giant overworld that you kind of have to backtrack through to get from like go to this room to get the power up so you can beat this boss.
Very Zelda-esque.
It's like
If
it's
you would
on
think
the
of it,
3DS.
like very original Zelda-esque.
I could see that comparison. Yeah,
it's on the 3DS
store.
Yeah.
The virtual console?
Yeah.
Yeah. I have Super Mario Bros. 3 on that. That's the only game I've ever...
Dude, it's also dope is Kirby.
I've never played a Kirby game.
Really?
Really?
I've never played a Kirby game. My friend from high school, I remember we went to GameStop and he picked up a copy of Triple Deluxe for the 3DS. And I remember asking him about it. He loved that game. He loved Triple Deluxe.
I loved All-Stars.
All-Stars?
All-Stars was really fun because there was a mode that you could unlock. It was I forget what it's called, but you had to fight every boss as Kirby.
Okay.
And you could pick from any of the powers and whatnot, and but you had to beat the boss, and it was and it would get to the end, and it would just be upgrades of some of the bosses you fought earlier.
Damn.
And I remember doing. I could never beat that one, but it was I think it was called Sidekick Showdown.
Okay.
Where it was the exact same thing, but you played as the. I don't want to call it I guess a sidekick. If you were
secondary characters.
Yeah, because you could play co-op in that, and so the other person wouldn't be Kirby; they would just be a set character. So you have your ability, one ability, but you could never lose it.
Okay.
Which because if you get hit, there's a chance for you to lose your power, right?
Oh yeah.
So I always hated that whenever I was playing Kirby, but with the sidekick heroes, you could yeah.
Yeah. No, I got you. What you looking at, Josh?
I'm looking at the one... There was this one on the Game Boy Advance.
I
forget what it was called, but it was something Dreamland, but it was
Adventure Dream or something like that?
Kind of. But it was the games where they had the hub world. And each one had one to probably 1 to 8 levels or something.
Okay.
And then you fight the boss at the end. There's I forget how many hub worlds are there, or how many levels are there, and towards the end you fight King Dedede.
Mm-hmm.
And that was that one, and I got my brother the new Kirby Robo one.
Yeah.
That one's really good too. I played that. It's kind of the same esque with the hub worlds and the levels and the bosses and stuff.
Yeah.
So that's a great game.
For sure. Wow. We went on a full Nintendo trip there for a solid 20 minutes.
Pretty much.
Nintendo.
So what were you originally going to even say?
Going way back, I was playing Wind Waker on Hero mode, and I'm trying to do the 100% completion, and I hate the Savage Labyrinth.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Can
I got to the very last level. So on the HD remastered version, what they did was normally you have to do it. You have to get to the 30th level to get a Triforce treasure map, which then you have to go to take Tingle and pay him or whatever.
Yeah,
and then you can go find it. In the Wii U remastered version, it's the Hero's Charm, which is normally in the Cabana. Mm-hmm. They took it out of there and they added another 20 floors that you can go down on in the Savage Labyrinth. So since I'm trying to go for 100%, I'm like, okay, I have to get this.
Yeah.
So I get to the last floor. I'm on the 50th floor, and it's 4. I think they're Dark Nuts.
Yes.
Yeah.
And normally they're silver, gray, super basic ones, the lowest attack and HP. Then it's gold. Then it's black. These ones were red.
They were the Emperor's Guards.
Yeah, the Emperor's Imperial Guards. That's what
the Senate's Guards.
Yeah. So, basically, I have the magic armor because I did the trading quest for the guy in Windfall. Mm-hmm. But one shot from them. I did not have the $5,000 wallet though. I only had the 1,000. One hit brought me from 1,000 rupees to 700. It did 300 rupees worth of damage instantly. And I'm like, okay. And literally maybe 10 seconds of having the magic armor, it was gone. Because I was just trying to parry them, and it was just... I think I ended up using, because I didn't have all the bottles then as well. I had 3 bottles, and I think I had only 1 fairy left at that point.
Jesus.
So I have all 4 bottles now, each one with a fairy inside of it.
Yeah, it's hard to aggro one of them.
You cannot aggro one of them on that level because they all start facing you. The way you avoid that is if they'll look at you. So if you're standing behind them, they won't see you.
Mm-hmm.
So, after Twilight Princess, after we do Twilight Princess on the channel, we'll be having a full Wind Waker follow-up.
I'm not playing it.
Maybe we won't do Hero Mode. We'll see.
I'll do it if it's not Hero Mode.
We got a ways to go on Twilight Princess still.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
We got a ways to go.
I think, we beat the first dungeon?
Well, yes. You guys haven't seen the Quickening yet.
Oh, that's true.
You guys haven't seen that yet.
They haven't.
But that's a result of some technical snafus. But we're going to be picking up in Twilight Princess normally as we do.
Yep.
So, back to the regular podcast at hand. Anyone else been playing anything?
I've been playing Civ 6 because they added Australia.
Yeah, you were telling me about this last night.
To the DLC, and I bought the I guess it's a season pass, the deluxe version where it gives you all the DLC. But so it's not like Aboriginals. It's the Australian Prime Minister shortly after, I believe, World War II.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
I think it was World War II, like during the time of World War II, and then he died shortly after the World War II ended. I can't remember. His name was like Curtin or something. Prime Minister Curtin, if that's true. I don't know.
It's all good.
But they're just straight up they're not geared towards a specific victory style.
Okay.
But they succeed in being like a great candidate for any kind of victory style.
All right.
Because so I mean, they don't have anything that gives them bonus culture, bonus religion, bonus science. Instead, the way it works is anytime you build one of the districts, which produces these things, if you put it on a tile that the appeal is breathtaking, it takes the appeal of the tile, which is generally only factored in for resorts, which is used for culture victory because it generates tourism. Normally, it doesn't have any effectiveness unless you're going with a neighborhood, but now it adds on to that. So normally, I would only get 2 religion from this tile, but because it's breathtaking 7, I get
bonus.
5.
That's crazy.
Oh, dude. Yeah, so
that's
just that's just the base thing. So then you get 5, and then as you add on more buildings and whatnot. So that applies to the holy districts, the campus districts, which is science, and the culture.
Outback.
And then so they have a unique tile improvement called the Outback Station, and the way that works is you get so you can only be built on deserts and plains. You can't build it on grassland.
Because it's the Australian
it's got
Outback.
An added bonus of steakhouse.
God damn it.
But for each pasture nearby, it gives you bonus food and production.
I knew it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I knew it. That's
so, and you can chain them together, and as you level up stuff in your culture tree, the later on you go, because in Civ 6, the science tree and the culture tree, they took away the policies and not really the policies. They're still there, kind of.
Okay.
But the way you progress through culture is almost identical to the way you progress through science.
Oh, that's cool.
Okay.
So anyone who's played Civ 5,
right,
knows it's that horizontal tree thing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So later down the line, when you research that stuff, it'll unlock extra bonuses for food, and then later on again extra bonuses for production.
For sure. That's cool.
So I'm playing that, and I think I'm trying to go for a religious victory with my most recent one.
Awesome.
So you can stack multiple Outbacks, or you can only
you can literally have Outbacks next to each other, and there's a couple spaces because I'm playing on the Earth where you actually start map. because before they had the Earth map and you just spawn randomly.
But you actually start.
You actually start where
continent.
your continent, like where your thing is. Like Japan spawns on Japan.
That's legit.
That's kind of shitty because Japan's tiny as fuck.
Exactly. Like you think being Australia is shitty, but they actually made Australia fairly decently sized. Like I think I could get like 5 cities on the continent if I want. I have 3 right now, but.
There you go.
Like Russia spawns in Russia.
Russia's got plenty of land.
That's like
exactly.
is that like on a global map?
Yeah,
yeah.
like a map of Earth.
It's like
that's legit.
the map of Earth. Yeah. So until I get like something that allows me to cross ocean, I can't see the Americas. I can see like because you can always go in like shallow water, but it requires a separate thing to cross the ocean. So I can't see any of the Americas. And there's still 2 people I haven't discovered, so I'm assuming that they're
the Americas.
somewhere on the Americas. Either that or somewhere way up north in Asia where I can't get to.
Oh, fair enough.
That's legit.
All right.
Hefty campaign, yeah.
But yeah, so it's pretty fun. It's really gotten me back interested into Civ 6.
That's cool, dude. I'm glad they're still introducing more stuff, even if it's DLC. Because
they did with
Civ 5.
Civ 5.
I think Civ 6, from everything I've heard and everything I've seen and watched and whatnot, is definitely more of a complete game on launch than Civ 5 was on launch.
Definitely.
I think Civ 5 became like really like a full game worth playing once.
Brave New World. And was it King and Men?
Something like that came out.
Yeah.
So like you like. For playing Civ 5, you really needed the DLC for a full fleshed out game in that respect. So I think Civ 6 is definitely taking a lesson from that, and they're doing pretty well.
Yeah,
a lot of people like it.
I just can't wait till like they add more and more people. Mm-hmm. Like definitely.
Did you ever play like Civ 1 through 4?
No.
I've watched a guy play through Civ 4 just a bit. It was just like started a Civ 4 campaign. Wow.
Is it like...
Before they used hexes, man, they used squares. It was weird.
Yeah.
Is it like super clunky and like...
I wouldn't say it's clunky, but I'd say like I could see how like each game was an improvement on itself. Mm-hmm. So granted, Civ 4 came out a while ago, so it makes sense that it like now, because Civ 5 was the first game, actually the only game technically. I haven't played Civ 6 yet. I have not played Civ 6 yet. There we go. And so Civ 5 was the only game that I've really played in that genre. So,
well, I mean, Civ 5 and Civ 6 are the only 2 I played, and I think, like, I mean, I still really enjoy Civ 5.
Agreed.
Which I think we should get back to playing
a different one. Oh, a different one. Can we just like finish up our
all
own
right,
one?
we can
like
finish that one because like we were like, hey,
we're
let's
like
do a
5 turns away.
We'll do a culture victory. All right, we'll wipe England off the map. Like domination. Like we're gonna end your life now.
Get over here.
Which totally ruins the culture victory because everyone thinks we're warmongers now. So they won't trade with us, so we can't get open borders to increase the tourism output.
It's fine. It doesn't matter. We're like 5 turns off from fucking finishing it.
I'm trying to remember. I was trying the Spice Islanders.
5 turns off. When would you guys stop? You guys tired at like 4 in the morning?
It was pretty
probably
late.
like 2
or 3.
Okay.
Yeah. So
that was a couple weeks ago, but still.
That was about 8 weeks ago. Or
I remember
2 weeks ago.
It might have been 2 weeks ago because I remember.
Was that the night that we went over to Cameron's? You guys
Yeah. Because I remember we had recorded the last. It was our last recording session, and that was when we lost.
Oh, that's right.
And
you were super upset, and I was like, "Dude, let's play Civ 5, make you feel better."
Yeah. So I just didn't. I didn't want to think about fucking editing and like how we were gonna deal with it. It was just like, let's just fucking play Civ 5, man.
Yeah. So I still really enjoy Civ 5,
definitely,
because of the just amount of like civilizations you can play as. It's really like, oh, there's something for everyone. Whereas with Civ 6, there's a lot less of that. Yes. Which like personally, I would love to see the Celts brought back into Civ 6. Like I would love, like that's my favorite civilization to play in Civ 5 because you get like I'm really big on like religion in Civ 5. Like I always try to like get like a world religion because it helps literally with everything. Like if you can get like a world religion and it's your religion, it increases your tourism output.
Yep.
If you're going for a diplomatic one, you can get stuff where like if people follow your religion, you get extra votes in like the like World Congress and the UN and stuff.
Oh yeah.
There's even stuff where it's like, oh, if someone's following your religion, you're stronger against them, like for domination.
For sure. Hell yeah, dude.
But like, so they focus on religion, and they also have some of the most like, literally probably the most unique like swordsman upgrade.
Okay.
The Pictish warrior. So they get bonus attack damage when they're outside of like allied territory. When they kill a unit, they gain half of that unit they killed strength as faith for you. So you get free faith from fighting. It's basically the Jaguars from Montezuma.
Oh wow.
Except like the Jaguars, what they do is they give you culture.
Okay, cool.
And they heal every time they kill
That's
something.
Cool. Damn.
But and then so they also take no movement penalty for pillaging.
Really? Mm-hmm. Wow.
They're so strong.
That's crazy.
So like me and my friend were playing, and like I was on a continent by myself. I think I had Carthage next to me.
Okay.
And I literally just like, he was focusing on culture because that's what he always does.
Yeah.
And like while being at war with other people, because he's probably put maybe like 500 hours into Civ 5. Like
that's crazy.
He knows that game like the back of his hand.
That's awesome.
I only have like 100 something hours, which is nothing in that game, to be completely honest.
Yeah.
But like I was literally just pumping out Pictish warriors and just sending them over to him, and then we managed to like wipe clean almost of the map, like before the Renaissance era.
Nice.
It was just like that's so uncommon.
Yeah.
Just because we were both focusing on it like so well. Like I wasn't producing anything but Pictish warriors.
Yeah. And
just sending them over to him, and he was just like sweeping the land because what he would do was he had scouts that were super high level because he was the Shoshone.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
So like basically they're scout warriors. If that makes any sense.
Yeah. No, I got you.
Like it's like the both units combined.
Yeah. So they got like the movement of scouts and the strength of a warrior.
And they have a special thing when you go to a was it tribal village? It's not tribal village. It's ruins.
Okay.
When you go to ruins, you get to pick the benefit.
Nice.
Oh,
What the fuck?
There
Holy
you
shit.
go.
So you can get an extra like population thing immediately.
That's insane.
So like he had those guys up to like level 5, and they were just like the survivalism
Holy
thing
shit.
where like heals 5 HP every turn. He had that up to level 3, so like healing 15 HP per turn.
Damn.
And like the cities that every single city had next was like, oh my god, it's a scout, I need to attack it. Like so they would literally leave everyone else alone and just keep attacking the scout, and the scout would like heal it off. Like it was nothing.
And then Gandhi would come and stare at us and then leave immediately.
So yeah, so like he was really good with that stuff. I was just like, I'm gonna give you warriors that are strong as fuck.
That's pretty fucking cool, man.
Yeah.
Alright. I'm going to go into one last thing before we end off this episode. So last time, I was briefly bringing up the third book of The Witcher, The Baptism of Fire.
That's right.
So, remember how I was complaining that nothing happened?
Did something happen?
Everything happened!
I knew it! I knew it!
Everything happened! That book turned around so quick, holy shit.
I figured.
The last couple hours of that book, because I listened to it on audio, was fucking phenomenal. Like, it's not a spoiler. They run into a character who is, they find out is a vampire. He is like a higher vampire, because in the Witcher world there are like...
Levels of vampires.
There's different levels of vampires. So this is one who has essentially assimilated himself into like human culture. So he's like the vampires that like you and I would generally think of, like, you know, Dracula or something like that. And they're kind of making their way, and they're building up to this big battle that's about to happen. That's the climax of the book. Mm-hmm. And they're all kind of like uneasy because they have the vampire in their company, but they kind of need him for like his insight or whatever.
Yeah.
And everyone's just kind of like, is he gonna like fucking try to bite one of us?
Is he gonna flicker the lights?
And
Nosferatu.
And he's just like, no, like half of what you think about me is just like myth and like legend. Vampires don't work like that. And he just fucking explains how vampires work in this world of The Witcher, and it's super fucking interesting. And then this big battle happens, and it's like it kind of gives a little bit of background of, because Geralt is Geralt of Rivia. He never actually came from there. He literally just like drew straws because like he didn't know where he really came from. He was kind of just adopted into the Witcher lifestyle. So he was like, pick a name that sounds cool. Pick a name that's like eloquent, like Geralt of Rivia, you know? So like this big battle happens outside of Rivia.
Oh.
And they're like, it's great, you're gonna actually come home. Is that like good news for you? Like, I never actually came from there. And after this battle, this is kind of going into spoilers, but it's the third book. Like, are you two okay?
Yeah.
All right. I'm just gonna fucking spoil it. So after this battle, the main king or queen or leader of this of Rivia comes out and sees like the aftermath of this battle, and sees Geralt like, you were the noble knight who defended and helped fight this battle for us. He was like, I'm no knight, I've never been knighted, and I come from nowhere. They're like, Geralt, where are you from? Like, I'm from nowhere. I'm just a Witcher. So they knight Geralt. And, like, you can now say, like, Geralt of Rivia.
Sir Geralt of Rivia.
Yeah, and I'm like, that's super cool. They actually, like, give a reason for it. So, I was, like I said, so that book turned around super quick.
That's pretty cool.
That's cool.
And then, recently I picked up the physical book of, The Last Witch. Was technically, it's the first Witcher book. So what it is, it's a series of short stories that happens technically before the events of like the 5 books that actually tells the story of like Geralt and Ciri and all that. Mm-hmm. It's just short stories of like Geralt and his adventures, and then I think that follows perfectly with the main complaint that I had about the beginning of Baptism of Fire, is that nothing was seeming to happen for a long majority of that book. Throughout the short stories, I think the author, Andrzej Sapkowski, he's phenomenal at writing short stories, because he knows like the confines that he's able to write the story in. Each short story is about 40, 50, 60 pages, around that. So he'll like tell the story and its significance, and then it'll relate and it'll roll perfectly right into the next story.
That's pretty good.
I think so. Like when he's writing a novel, he takes his time, really kind of draws it out. So I think it's a different writing style than I'd say I'm used to. And I think he really nails it with the short stories, especially.
That sounds really familiar to what I was talking about. I think the last podcast,
yep.
the Dwarf series, where it's like the first 500 pages are all kind of like leading up to like this main thing, which completely changes the world.
Exactly.
And it's just like, holy shit! Like it's just like this huge build up to like this perfect moment, and it's just like, whoa.
Yeah.
Like I think the third one in the dwarf book, I think that's Revenge of the Dwarves. I can't remember.
Okay.
It's honest. I think the way everything came together in that one just didn't feel as satisfying.
Sure.
But the prelude for the fourth book that was at the end of it made me want to read the fourth one, and I'm just like, are you kidding me? You can't do that. I need this book now. Like, oh shit.
Yeah,
computer bump.
You actually knocked the laptop.
Laptop counter hit one.
So excited for that fourth dwarf book, dude.
I actually want to check if it's out or not, just because like I enjoyed that series a lot. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and so I'm making my way through The Last Wish, which is short stories from The Witcher. Then after that, I'm probably gonna read books 4 and 5. He's fucking petting his laptop.
Caressing it.
I'm sorry.
Okay?
I'm sorry.
Oh, Oh, and real quick, so I've also been listening to Aftermath, Book 3, Empire's End. So I'm not going to go too into Aftermath because that's like a Star Warsy thing, and this episode's already running a bit long. But I just want to bring this up real quick because Casey was ever so kind enough to DM for our D&D campaign that we did with a bunch of our friends.
Well, it's still going on, but it's been like 3 weeks since we played, and I'm starting to like most of the stuff I'm DMing about is on the spot since this is my first time being a full-time DM. Most of the time I'm not DM, and it's a little challenging to come up with a story, but it's been fun so far.
It's been great.
So
that first D&D session we played for literally
6 hours.
Day.
6 hours.
That was pretty great. So, I'm big into the new canon for Star Wars, so I follow the Twitter and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And they tweeted, tell us your favorite character from the Aftermath trilogy and why, blah, 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 blah. Right? So, my character for D&D was the bard Mr. Bones, who, if you've read the Aftermath books or know anything about them, he's a B-1 battle droid who's painted black and red, who is just a homicidal maniac. So I made him I made him into a D&D character, and I tweeted Mr. Bones because I was able to create him into a bard in a D&D campaign. And I added Chuck Wendig, who's the author, and he liked it and tweeted back at me saying nice in all caps. I just wanted to brag about that for a second because Mr. Bones. Mr. Bones!
Yeah, maybe we could do a podcast eventually dedicated to talking about our D&D campaign.
That'd be cool.
That'd be dope.
Yeah. So
that's actually a pretty cool idea.
Yeah.
All right. So I think that's a good place for us to leave off. We'll see you guys next week with the Quiet Hour podcast.
All right.
Thank y'all for listening. See you next time.